Belief in the supernatural is hard. No one wants to be the one who's considered crazy. And every child in the world got severely disappointed when they tried to express their superpowers, but to no avail. Santa Claus has broken our hearts, and so we became adults with traumas and trust issues. This is extremely embarrassing, but until I was 20 years old, all I wished for and dreamed about was gaining superpowers. I really thought that if I wished hard enough, I could get them, but I didn't. But it was good, finally snapping from that delusion. It got me to focus more on reality and accept it the way it is. I believe in God now. I know I'm 100% certain He's real, and never ever again will someone make me doubt His existence. No one and anything. Even if tomorrow aliens show up, I'll be like, oh, another creation by the Almighty. However, when I saw a movie trailer about Moses and he split the Red Sea, my first reaction was, bullcrap. There's no way I believe in this. This is impossible. There's no way that I'm not being duped by this fake religion. But then I calm down and remind myself of all the evidence for Jesus. How some guy found a rock in the place where Elijah asked God to bring down the fire to prove Yahweh was the one true God, and when he showed it to a scientist, he told him that it was like an atomic bomb went off on that rock. But I wonder if I'm overreaching to try to convince myself that this is truly real. God seems to be right about everything else. You look at the list of sins that are worthy of capital punishment, and you can't deny that society would most certainly thrive under those conditions. How the Jews fought several countries at the same time and defeated them. Think about it. You look at their odds, and only God could have delivered them from such a predicament. Therefore, if His moral law is true, if the Jews are still here and thriving, and the supposed resurrection of Jesus turned polytheistic idolaters into monotheistic hypocrites, there must be something to it. There must. How is it possible that a former child soldier, filled with murderous rage, forgave and befriended his torturer, if not for Jesus' lesson on forgiveness? If we're simply animals, the moment he saw him, he would have snapped his neck, and no judge would have convicted him. There's something more out there. There is, and we all know it. When we practice evil, we can never admit we're just evil. We either say it doesn't matter, we're animals and the strong eat the weak, or some way, somehow, we make ourselves the good guys. When someone points out a bad habit or bad ideology of ours, we respond by saying that the other party does the same in other ways. So, that doesn't remove our wrong. We need good. We need to feel good about ourselves. We know the mark we're missing. We know we're disappointing our Creator. We know we must feel the same way He's like. Why does morality matter? Why are successful relationships built on it? You can have all the money, power, and sex that you want. However, if you lack respect, righteousness, and justice, it won't be long before that relationship starts to deteriorate. If your relationship is based on those first three things, once you lose them or someone has more than you lose everything. It makes my stomach turn, thinking about relying solely on those things to have people in my life. Yes, we're so limited and weak, and to think there's someone out there who puts those limitations on us is so emasculating. But what do you want to do about it? If we play our cards right, He'll give us so much more. And before you criticize me, every single relationship in existence, even between atoms, is conditional. So, call me a bootlicker if you want. And if God had thought for a second that my love for Him was fake, I would have failed His tests a long time ago. I still can't believe that God is real. I used to look down on preachers, people who used to stop me on the street, or family members talking about Him. I'm embarrassed for getting embarrassed when I think about my old classmates. If they knew what I am doing now, they would laugh and say I'm now fooling people. But hopefully I'll bring them to the light. They'll see that if this worked for me, of all people, maybe they should give it a try and investigate it.